every Saturday he used to prepare poha for the Lord, for Gornitai. Then other days I don't get time. So this is a service for me for the Lord. So every Saturday morning, gathering all the vegetables, cutting it very meticulously, everything, and he used to put his heart and soul. His thing, what I have noticed in him, whatever he did, he put his heart and soul into it. So if somebody, and he always told me, I am not doing this for any appreciation, whether I am giving donation or whether I am doing some cooking service or I am taking care of you or taking care of the congregation. I am not doing anything for for uh, for being appreciated. So even if I am misunderstood, it is okay because I know that from the heart I am doing for Prabhupada. So that was his. He had a very dynamic nature right from the beginning of his, of course, maybe birth, because mother used to say he used to be very naughty, and they used to play a lot of pranks, and then very dynamic nature. He is not a person who can just sit in a corner and read something. That was not his thing. But his dynamic nature got molded properly when he came in the association of Guru Maharaj and the association of devotees. He got the mercy. So his dynamic nature got streamlined properly. All the things which he liked to do in his material life, for example, taking people to hotels or giving them gifts, and all those things which he did in his material life, all these things he did the same thing in his spiritual life. But all those things became an opportunity for him to serve the devotees. So I am very glad that because of his nature was molded in such a way that he could use everything in a Yukta Vairagya way. I am very grateful to Guru Maharaj for all the mercy and blessings we received in our time of crisis. In fact, I say that only because of Maharaj's prayers, I have been able to be steady, and I know life is not going to be so easy for me, but still because Gurudev's blessings and mercy is there, I will be able to continue. I try to remember all the instructions which Maharaj had given in so many Bhagavatam classes, that this place is Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, and it is a place of misery, and Padam Padam Yad Vipadam Natesha. So all these things, when we actually go through it, then we know that this is the reality, and it is not just Maharaj giving us a very good lecture and we falling asleep in the middle of the hall and not caring for the instructions which he gave. So these things, all the small slaps which we get in this world actually wakes us up in Krishna consciousness. So it may be a very difficult life for me, but sure, I am very thankful to the Lord that he did not suffer more, because I don't think he will be able to take that much of suffering. And Krishna's arrangement, Maharaj's mercy that I got, that he got such a beautiful association. He came to the hospital and he had we chanted for him, Maharaj chanted for him. There was always Kirtan going on. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra's darshan was going on. So he was spiritually taken care of very well. The spiritual care department took care of him. Every doctor, every attendant, everyone in the Bhaktivedanta hospital took care of him. And those who were not part of the medical team, all of them prayed for them. And there was a group of devotee doctors who were all the time discussing with each other how to improve his health. And there are so many devotees, I cannot even name them, because if I name some of them, then I may just be offensive to others. But one or two names I should have to take. I have to take one or two names. One is Gaurang Prabhu, who took the decision that I should bring him to Bhaktivedanta Hospital. And another is Gaurang Prabhu's mother, who gave us shelter throughout my stay in Meera Road. And one is Sri Gaur Kirtan Prabhu, who has been with me throughout. Even now he is with us, and he's trying to help me in all the bank matters. What else can I do? This is all I have to say. So many things can be said, but many of the things which I want to say, all of you have already covered seeing him. And thank you very much for everything. And please pray for me so that I will remain steady in devotional service. Of course, Prabhuji had some misunderstanding with devotees, and that also later on he realizes is all for my purification, and he was quite repentive, and he tried his best to make up with those devotees with whom there was some misunderstanding. And Radha Gopinath Prabhu, yes, Radha Gopinath Prabhu was always in his heart. Shiksha Guru, we can never forget. Because of his presence, because of his encouragement, we started our Krishna consciousness. Murlidhar Prabhu, Nitya Krishna Prabhu, pillars of Sion congregation. Whatever we did in Belapur is all just a branch of Sion congregation. Sion congregation is our mother, and we are the children of Sion congregation. So I'll be eternally grateful to all devotees who have took care of us in all this. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Janva Priya Mataji. We are with you at this time of your grief. But I also want to say that what a glorious departure Prabhuji had. Just like you mentioned, he left his body in the most auspicious time, Brahma Muhurat, on a very auspicious date. And he had all the devotees chanting for him with Ganga Jal in his mouth, Tulsi, everything. You made the arrangements, all the devotees made the arrangements with all the Mahagalans. And I know that you, Mataji, you told him, you whispered in his ear that Prabhu, don't think of anything else. Just think of Krishna. Don't worry about anything else. This is the biggest thing that you could have done for him, the biggest service to him. Thank you so much for your example, for your shining example. You truly are the most ideal wife. Hare Krishna. And now we move on to the slideshow. And I wish that Sridham Sakha Prabhu is ready after this.
Oh, hey, Vaishnav.
But I have another event. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Mataji, we are very grateful to you for all the services you gave us everywhere, whether it is Annamrita Foundation or Govardhan Village. And I still remember in Jagannath Puri when this Govardhan Ashraya, people were coming to register themselves, and daily were coming to the counter and asking me how many people have registered. And I told you also, Maharaj, this is what it is, the story.
Vaishnava Thakura Dayada Sagar Hidase Koruna Kore Diya Pada Chaya Shodahe Amar Diya Pada Chaya Shodahe Amar Tumara Charana Dhore Vaishnava Thakura Dayada Sagar Hidase Koruna Kore Chaya Begodami Chaya Dosha Shodhi Chaya Guna Dehodase Chaya Begodami Chaya Dosha Shodhi Chaya Guna Dehodase Chaya Sat Sangha Deho Hai Amar Chaya Sat Sangha Deho Hai Amar Boschi Sangidase Ye Kaki Amar Nahi Payebo Hare Namo Sankirtane Ye Kaki Amar Nahi Payebo Hare Namo Sankirtane Tumi Kripa Kori Sada Bindu Diya Tumi Kripa Kori Sada Bindu Diya Deho Krishna Namadhane কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে আমি তো গঙ্গা ওই বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর আমি তো গঙ্গা কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি দায়িত্ব পাছে পাছে আমি তো গঙ্গাল কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি দায়িত্ব পাছে পাছে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা করে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ
Hare Krishna, thank you for that beautiful slideshow. And with that, I now ask Sridham Sakha Prabhu to kindly give your offering. And I request all the devotees, please be brief because we have very little time left. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So I thank Baldev Prabhu for giving me this opportunity to speak about this wonderful devotee, Vamshidhar Prabhu. And I offer my obeisances to Gurudev and all the assembled Vaishnavas. So actually, when we came to Krishna consciousness, we were fairly new at that time. Krishnanand Prabhu used to meet us, and he used to always express this desire that there should be preaching in Navi Mumbai, and he felt that, there's a lot of potential there, and he expressed his desire. And as a result, I really feel as a result of his desire, two wonderful Vaishnavas, two soldiers arose there. One was His Grace Madan Murari Prabhu, and second was Vamshidhar Prabhu. Vamshidhar Prabhu actually burst on the scene. He literally burst on the scene somewhere in the late 90s. I remember we were attending, I think, Srila Prabhupada's Appearance Day festival. And at the end, when, the the Pushpa Abhishek was being done, at that time, there was this devotee, suddenly very loudly, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, very loud. So I was really taken aback, the enthusiasm, the loud, powerful voice, booming voice. It reminded me of Mahaprabhu Prabhu, and I thought that, here is another person who's come, to assist Mahaprabhu Prabhu. And, many people spoke about the fact that how he used to make these announcements in the Sayan program 3 times, very specific, very unique way of enthusiastically, welcoming newcomers, welcoming all the devotees, and glorifying the speaker of the program. Of course, his contribution to the Navi Mumbai zone, we cannot even imagine. He invited Gaurang Prabhu several times, started doing some very large scale programs. He invested his personal money. It's not that, it was coming from elsewhere. He was putting his own money, and as many devotees said, it was about creating a fantastic experience. Everything that he did was about creating a fantastic experience for the Vaishnavas, so that they feel attracted to the movement. He's a very powerful leader, and we can see his stamp actually in that entire zone from Airoli to all the way to Panvel and Uran. Vamshidhar Prabhu is a very powerful leader. All the devotees, the senior devotees in that zone, entire belt, they recognize and understand what was his contribution and what was his role in that entire congregation. He was also like a father to his own counselees, and very loving, very compassionate. He pushed them forward for services. He pushed them for initiation. Very generous. Lord devotee spoke about this. He would take us to Govindas for prasad. Even in the all counselors meeting in GV, he would sometimes invite us, to offer this blue drink. Some in that slideshow, there was one photograph showing some devotee sitting with him having that particular blue drink. I don't know what that is. He used to enjoy it, and when he used to enjoy it, he wanted everyone around also to enjoy it. So he would like say, "Chalo, you also have." He said, "No, Prabhu, we're very full. We had a good prasad." He said, "No, no, no, you must have," and he would force us. Very generous. Another very important aspect of Vamshidhar Prabhu was that he was very unpretentious. He had no pretensions. He never tried to modify himself. He never tried to put on a show. He was himself. He was himself in all situations. He didn't try to, show that, okay, I am like this. So whatever was in his heart was on his face and in his actions. Very unpretentious. Of course, a very larger than life figure, like someone mentioned that already we lost Venu Krishna Prabhu in this Navi Mumbai congregation, and now another larger than life figure lost, who had a very, very big vision. His vision was big, his actions were big. He always looked to expand the preaching, bring in more devotees, more funds. I mean, fund collection, I doubt there's anybody in this congregation who had the kind of fervor, the kind of vision, the kind of, even I mean, it's one thing to be a visionary, it's another thing to do it yourself. To distribute books yourself, to collect funds yourself. He used to do it himself. The vision was big, it was bold, it was fearless. He was not afraid of anything. He was not afraid to speak his mind. He's not afraid to, do big things. He's to push devotees to think big. Even the drama festival, he always had this desire that drama festival is happening in a very small hall. We should have it in Shanmukhananda so that more people can attend. And he was very systematic. I think Keshav Prabhu mentioned that, extremely systematic in the way he would approach donors. He didn't like to do a slipshod manner. He wanted to do it very, very thoroughly. He would, make presentations and everything very nicely, very systematic. A sold out soldier to Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and especially he loved Gaurang Prabhu as well. I think this is something which was he was very, very close to Gaurang Prabhu. Attended all his Srimad Bhagavatam lectures. Very uncompromising person. He was uncompromising. He would not, I would not make. And if he didn't agree with something, he would very vocally express his reservations, which is a beautiful thing because he did not believe in keeping it in his mind. He would always say, I don't like to, keep it in my mind and then talk behind someone's back. I prefer to tell on the face that I don't like something that you're doing. He was fearless to express. And that didn't stop him from serving, and the fact that he's unhappy, there were like Muralidhar Prabhu mentioned, there were phases where he was unhappy. I think Gopinath Prabhu also mentioned he was unhappy about certain things, but it didn't stop his enthusiasm. It didn't stop him from serving. Even if he was unhappy about certain things, as far as service was concerned, he was always full enthusiasm. So a wonderful devotee, wonderful elder brother for all of us. We used to call him boss because, very often he would call devotees boss. And because he called so many people boss, people started calling him boss. And whenever we would meet and say, boss, how are you? Kaise ho? How are things? So I'm just wondering that whom will we call boss now? We have lost a wonderful devotee. And I pray that, Shri Radha Gopinath and all the congregation devotees of Navi Mumbai, can carry forward his grand vision, carry forward his desire to bring more and more devotees to Krishna consciousness, distribute more books, collect more funds for Shri Radha Gopinath, and support Her Grace Janama Priya Mataji in every way possible for the rest of her journey. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Sridham Sakha Prabhu, for your heartfelt offering. And now I request Her Grace Braj Leela Mataji and His Grace Nitya Krishna Prabhu, please kindly present. But I beseech you to please be brief because we still have many devotees left who would like to speak. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. My humble obeisance to Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnava devotees. As the name suggests, Vamsidhar, he was carrying that Vamsi to preach Krishna consciousness, to spread the Krishna consciousness in everything in a big way, not a small way at all. You always used to do, even prasadam, you should see that the prasadam quantity, quality was such that it should inspire others so that they can come again. And he was such a dynamic, he was daring, and he was a one-man show. Where there was preaching, somebody did not come, he used to go and sit and watch us and he used to deliver the lecture. And when there is, for research making, there is no people available, he used to go himself to his kitchen and he used to see that the prasadam is made proper. So whatever he did it in a very big scale. And he was true to his words, thought and action. He never compromised on his thought, his words and action. And he never criticized anybody. He always praised everybody. And his very important slogan is that Mayadas Sada Udas, Krishnadas Bindas. Even his passing away from this material world, he showed how he was never Udas, but he was always Krishnadas, so he was always blissful. One incident I would like to tell that recently when I had gone to a temple, to the hospital, that time Janva Priya Mataji was introducing me to somebody else. And she was saying, he is my counselor. So immediately Prabhuji corrected. Don't say he is my, he say he is our counselor. So even the consciousness which was there even during that time is very, very important. So he did not want anything for him. He always thought of others and how to please others. So I can still appreciate whatever he has done for our Guru Maharaj, for the ISKCON and Prabhupada in general. And the voice he had, he was like a lion roaring, but at heart he was very mild. And anybody could approach him. And whatever the mistakes he would try to find, he would try to see that it is corrected at the same moment, not making offended. So I wish I had some of these qualities. I pray at the feet of their Lordship to bestow their blessings on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can I say? I think all the qualities of Vamsidhar Prabhu has been repeated. Already been told. There's nothing more. But one thing was he was fearless and outspoken, and also he didn't tolerate injustice to devotees. He used to fight for that. He used to give his opinion openly, and he used to speak boldly. He was very bold. He used to speak boldly. And whatever he did, he is up to 100% used to do. So that's all I can say. And I pray to Sri Sri Radha Gopinath that wherever he has taken them, of course, he will be continuing his services as a lion only there also. And we like to follow in his footstep also. And I pray that Lord Gopinath will give strength to Her Grace Janapriya Mataji and continue her services following in the footsteps of Sri Vamsidhar Prabhu, and which she will definitely do. She is very strong in Krishna consciousness. My humble obeisances to Srila Gurudev and all the Vaishnavas. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Prabhuji, Mataji, you all have been extremely instrumental in the formative years of the Krishna consciousness of Janva Priya Mataji and His Grace Vamsidhar Prabhu, and we really thank you for that, your contribution towards that. Hare Krishna. And now I request Bal Swarup Prabhu, and after that, Sri Sakhi Mataji to kindly be ready, and I request you to please be brief. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. My respectful obeisances to my Guru Maharaj and all the assembled devotees. Vamsi Prabhu possesses many qualities, and today I would like to dwell upon some of his prominent qualities. One of the qualities he possessed was he was a magnanimous soul, and you know that he was black in complexion. So he often used to tell me, "Hum kale hai to kya hua, but dil wale hai." And truly, he was a magnanimous soul, and his heart was big enough to accommodate all of us in Navi Mumbai. I remember distinctly when I shifted to Navi Mumbai in 2008. I didn't know anyone here. I got his number from some devotee, and I called him. So when I called him for the first time, he said, "You can directly come to my home and stay with me at CBD Belapur." And this was really unbelievable. We didn't know each other then, but he extended himself so much for me to make me feel home. So since then, our relationship was like that of a father and a son. So after a few years, when I felt sick, I remember my family was not around, and he came to my home. He took me to his home, where I stayed there for almost 4 to 5 days, and I got recovered. But at that point of time, both Vamsidhar Prabhu and Janva Mataji served me like their child for 4 to 5 days. I also remember when I decided to buy a new home at Navi Mumbai, he came with a few lakhs of rupees to help me in down payment. And it's not only with me, but with everyone in Navi Mumbai. He reciprocated like this. And that's why he holds a very special place in everyone's heart. He developed in Navi Mumbai a community where everyone we can stay together like a family and practice Krishna consciousness together. He also developed a very, very good relationship with everyone, irrespective of age, be it a child or old person or a brahmachari. And that was primarily because of his friendly nature and helping nature. You know that Vasudeva Kutumbakam, that was his mood. And he would consider everyone as his family member. He would take everyone along with him in book distribution or any event, even for a prasadam, everywhere. He would take everyone and he would conduct program. I remember, we know that Radhakumina temple is so far away from Navi Mumbai, and we were missing that kind of atmosphere in Navi Mumbai. So he created a temple away from temple, Radhakumina temple. He created an environment like Radhakumina temple at Navi Mumbai, and gave us an opportunity, ample opportunities for seva. So I just give one example of cooking seva, which we would start early in the morning on Saturday, every Saturday, which would last up to 5 p.m. and then we would go home. We would come back again for the program. We would stay till 11 o'clock in the program. So entire day was filled with so many sevas. And in this way, he created oasis in the desert like Navi Mumbai, which is far away from Radhakumina temple. He never compromised in quality and quantity as well when it comes to serve Srila Prabhupada. I remember he would often tell me, what we are doing for Srila Prabhupada is nothing in comparison with what he has done for us. So in gratitude, we should do all our program in a way to uphold the name of Srila Prabhupada. I still remember he said, anyone who comes to the program should leave the program with the appreciation and gratitude for Srila Prabhupada. And to give such experience to everyone, he never compromised with the quality and quantity of the program. And he's known for his uniqueness. He's unique in many ways. He's unique in his action, his decision, and his approach. I remember everyone knows that how impactful his announcement was, his kirtan was, and he was unique in book distribution as well. We remember he would set up a big pandal, large pandal in front of Balaji temple where all Navi Mumbai devotees would assemble and do book distribution. Entire day we would dance in kirtan and distribute the book. He would arrange for prasadam for everyone throughout the day in the afternoon as well as in the evening. So he would convert. He knew the art of converting every event into the festival. So that was Vamsidhar Prabhu. He was unique in fund collection, as many devotees have mentioned, and he was unique in rewarding the people for his seva. You know that he would reward with trophy, and uh, you go and visit everyone home in Navi Mumbai, there'll be at least one trophy with his in his home. And I remember he even gave it one trophy to an auto driver. He was a Muslim background, and he gave it to him a trophy. So in this way, he would make all of us feel that we have achieved something in reciprocation with our little seva. Uh, he was unique in temple. For example, you know that the idea and concept of a big home temple altar that comes from him. He has a temple big, like 6 feet long and 5 foot tall in his home, and he inspired all his councillors to have such a big temple. So if you visit Navi Mumbai and devotees' home, you would find a big, large altars and big deities everyone's home. He was his seva. In his seva, he was like a Hanuman. He believed in making a giant leap like Hanuman. I remember one humorous pastime with him. We were returning from, it was a hot day in the month of May, and we were returning from Radha Gopinath temple after a Sunday feast program, and we wanted to have ice cream. So we entered an ice cream shop, and I ordered my favorite flavor of ice cream, one scoop. And I asked him, what would you like? What is your favorite flavor? So he ordered 6 to 7 flavors. And I told him, are you eating here, or you are taking home? He said, I will eat here all these scoops. So he ate all the scoop. For example, 1 spoon of ice cream was equivalent to 1 scoop from him. So every step, it was like a giant step for him. He conducted GCL in Navi Mumbai. It was the first Gita Champion League in Navi Mumbai, where the highest number of participants took part. And he took care of each and every student participating in this Gita Champions League. And you know that he was one of the main leader in Radha Gopinath temple. He not only organized as a leader, not only organized the big program in Navi Mumbai, but he developed all of us in organizing this program at our respective places. Now we have 6 to 7 centers apart from Belapur where program is going on. So all these centers are like offshoot of CBD Belapur, which he started. And he also developed in preaching by giving us opportunity to deliver lecture in the program through mentorship and to counselorship. I remember at last, some of his key instructions, which are reverberating in my mind always. The first instruction he gave us: comparison, criticism, and complaining are the 3 cancers of the mind. So avoid them. Second instruction, which I always remember, that serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada without any ulterior motive. And third one, you all know that Maya Das, Sada Udas, Krishna Das, Bindas. And he was truly a Bindas devotee and bold devotee. So he would be always known and remembered for his enthusiasm, for his uniqueness in seva and organizing big events, for his generosity, for his fatherly affection, leadership, and he would be always remembered as an example of dedication to serving Guru and the mission. He was like my father, and we would miss him forever. We will always remain grateful to him, indebted to him for what he has done for us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for those beautiful, sweet memories you have shared, Bal Swarup Prabhu. And with that, I now request Her Grace Sri Sakhi Mataji to give her offering and Her Grace Anindini Sundari Mataji to please be ready to speak next.
Hare Krishna. My humble obeisance to Sri Radhanath Maharaj and my humble obeisance to all the assembled Vaishnavas. There are no words to describe my gratitude to Vamshidhar Prabhu. He was a very special person to my family. He was a moral support to us. He was very dear to Venukrishna Das. Both were like brothers with very good bonding. He was the one who introduced us to the Airoli congregation. Vamshidhar Prabhu was a person full of joy, happiness, and a person who was very positive in his approach. He was very appreciative. He had very valid solutions to whatever problems he came up with. With full enthusiasm, he would execute all his services. He has always served the congregation. And his famous words are tan, man, dhan. He used to always say, जो भी करने का है तन मन धन से करो. He used to say, whatever we do, we have to do it with full conviction. We have gone to a lot of yatras with Prabhuji and Mataji, and all the yatras were very, very memorable. Even before we bought tickets for my daughter's marriage, he had already purchased his tickets, 3 tickets. Just imagine his enthusiasm. And he was a fatherly figure to my daughter also. Even when he came back from hospital this time, he just, it so happened that I had called him, and he called me back, and he said, Mataji, you know something, my condition was very bad. I was already on my way to meet Venukrishna Prabhu. But all the prayers of Guru Maharaj, of Radhanath Maharaj, and all the Vaishnavas have brought me back to my house again. That's what he said. He said, no, Prabhuji, we can't afford to lose you also. He had a very, very glorious end, I should say. And really, really, he was very, very fortunate soul. So many people were chanting for him, doing special prayers. And because he has done so much to the congregation, we were all very, very obliged, and we were all very happy to do for him whatever we could do from our side right now. So his end only reminded me of a beautiful shloka of Kulashekar Alvars in the Mukundamala Stotra, where they say, Shatruchadaika mantram sakala upanishad Vakya Sampujya Mantram, Samsarottara Mantram, Samuchita Tamasa, Sangha Niryana Mantram, Sarvaik Swarvaika Mantram, Vyasana Bhujaga, Sandashta Santana Mantram, Jihve Shri Krishna Mantram, Japa Japa Satatam, Janma Safalya Mantram. I can say Prabhuji has made his life Janma Safalya by just being in contact with this holy name, by chanting and people chanting for him. He's made his life Safalya. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, Mataji, to talk. Thank you, Haribo.
Hare Krishna. I thank you, Mataji. And now I request Anandini Sundari Mataji to please give your offering. After which I request Anand Ram Prabhu and Shashi Manohar Prabhu to please be ready. Please be brief. We have a few minutes only.
Hare Krishna. Humble obeisances to Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas. Airoli congregation program was started in 2010 by Vedmata Mataji at my house, and after that, when we wanted to start it in a Balaji temple, she told me to call Vanshidhar Prabhu and ask for a speaker. So on my request, Vanshidhar Prabhuji personally came to Airoli, and he introduced me with Venukrishna Prabhu and Sri Sakhi Mataji, and he told me that they will take care of congregation and he will be giving the lecture. That time he supported me like a father, and he was very happy. He said that initially we were staying in Airoli, and we are very happy to see that some small congregation program is developing here. So there are many things which, as a neophyte, I can learn from him. He was very enthusiastic, supporting, happy-go-lucky, and yet very humble personality. And he had a great quality of appreciation. Though I was doing very little for congregation, he used to appreciate me like anything, which made me, motivated me to do many things for the congregation. He was very good organizer. He used to think very big to organize big Kirtan Mela, children's program, book distribution, everything. He always kept all the Navi Mumbai congregation together so that we all felt like, no, you always feel like a family. He was very vibrant and ready to help everyone. There are many things which we can talk on him, and many other qualities all the senior devotees have talked about him. But I can say only we have lost a great supporter and motivator, and no one can uh, fill his this loss. And I pray at the lotus feet of Radha Gopinath to give strength to Janava Priya Mataji, and saying thank you to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Anandini Sundari Mataji. And now I request Anand Ram Prabhu to please give your offering, after which I request Shashi Manohar Prabhu and Madan Murari Prabhu to kindly speak and be brief. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam to all devotees, and please accept my humble verses, Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Great devotees leave behind inspiring memories and teachings. Now, this is just not a saying with Vamsida Prabhu. On the day of his departure also, he left a moment of inspiration. Like he was there and we were all there visiting, and there was this, I came across this person, elderly person by the name Mr. Dixit Lu, and he was sharing his memory that Vamsida Prabhu happened to meet him some years back, and this is an Annamrit story actually. And he was telling about how the midday meal programs are being organized, and he showed some interest. And the very next day, Prabhuji had calls him and he says that I'll be there at your right at your place. I'm bringing my car, and you can go to the one of the kitchen, and you can directly go there and have a visit. And he was so enthusiastic that Mr. Dixitlu was unable to say no. He went there, and enthusiastically Prabhuji showed all the kitchen of Annamrita. And when he had just made a gesture to know about this program, and Prabhuji was so enthusiastic in implementing this, he like once he decides, then there is no moment of hesitation, or there is no thinking back. And Dikshitlu was telling on the same day of this passage, while he was taking the darshan of Vamsida Prabhu, that I was really obliged to make a check and give it to him. So this is like one of the teachings, like great people, great visionaries give us. He is a kingly leader. Actually, many people said he's a king. He is like a lion. Yes, truly, he has. And the great quality of a leader is that he generates leaders who will succeed him and support him. And he supported them at every stage. So now in Navi Mumbai, because of his guidance, his approaches, his tactics, his guidance, so many congregation programs, devotional programs are there. And the great part of it was he used to be omnipresent. There was no program where we could not feel the presence of Vamsida Prabhu. And it was like remarkable. He was there, and especially in the start of the new congregation programs, I remember in Khargar, where programs had started with the help of at Santosh Nimai Prabhu's place and Balsurupla place, at my place. Prabhuji happened to visit each of our homes and used to encourage and guide us, and used to say, we have a vision, we should dream like Prabhupada. We should have at least 20 centers in Navi Mumbai. And yes, we are on the way, and definitely his guidance and exemplary actions will definitely be inspiring to us. And some of the things become some of my personal experience with him was when I on my marriage day, I went to invite him for my marriage, and he said that actually I would love to, but then I was instruction from Govind Prabhu that I should stop attending marriages. I have to slowly plan for my Vanaprastha, and then it was a little not a very good emotion that I had to share. I wanted his presence and Mataji's presence for their kind blessings. But then because he said we cannot be present because of this instruction we have received. So immediately after marriage and the reception on the day, we happened to, on the way back home. So we first visited Prabhuji and Mataji. And as the devotees are saying, the generous gesture of the person, spontaneously he takes one of the very, very rare photographs in his home. The of Srila Prabhupada is still there as a momentum from him, and he gives it to me. It's a very large size photograph, very rare, very not easily available photograph. And he says, "This is for you, Anandram and Advishpriya," and unforgettable experience. And during my time of the first marriage anniversary, we used to have a lot of programs, of course, but we never used to have a program where devotees, already existing devotees, would calmly and have a piece of time and have a nice Ishtagoshti. So we had a small discussion. I was just expressing like, is that can we have an opportunity where two counseling groups, so this Madan Murai Prabhu's counseling group and your own counseling group, we can all have a nice Ishtagoshti. And then he was spontaneous. He said, "My home is open." And so then he opened his door, which is a Vaikunta actually. It's one of the Bhuloka Vaikunta, to both the counseling groups. And it was a very nice Kirtan program and a nice prasadam and a feast organized for all the devotees. Next was one of the moments, like the concept. This is a very rare concept I've never heard in ISKCON. That is something called as a joint grand DT welcoming program. And this, we never understood what was the vision. Slowly I am able to understand, like each one of the devotees have a DT welcoming, and then the different days, different people will be welcoming their DTs, and entire congregations are coming. So there will be so many multiple programs. So he said, let us have an exemplary program. So like that, we had like 3-4 years, we had a big mega size joint grand DT welcome program, like 3-4 devotee families who are welcoming the deities. So again, I'm very obliged to Janva Priya Mataji and Vamsidhar Prabhu for helping us to welcome the deities at our home and many other devotees. Also, I also see Vamsidhar Prabhu as a very great team player. That is like when the CDD in Navi Mumbai was formed. So we were very apprehensive, like how will Prabhuji cooperate? He's very senior, and we are comparatively new in, and younger people, but he never made us feel like that. And when the time came as an instruction and appeal from the temple that all the senior devotees, even if they are initiated, should do an IDC course. And coincidentally, I had this opportunity to organize a IDC course, and Prabhuji said one day that I would like to enroll for this course. And then for the first time, I could see how good he is a participant. So whatever activity he does with a full flow. And he was one of the teams. And coincidentally, today I met one of the participants in the team in the IDC course, and he was telling, like, Prabhuji was actually demonstrating how to do book distribution. They were given a skit in the IDC course. Groups were given some skits, and in this skit, their group chose how to do book distribution. And Prabhuji took the lead role. His most fond service of book distribution, he was directly demonstrating how you should do book distribution, and they did a very nice skit. And I was like thinking, like, oh, so even senior devotees can, such senior devotee can take up this such nice role of doing this, being a very nice participant. And a small request from Mrinali Mataji, who is a real daughter in spirit, and she has requested to speak some 2-3 lines. And I know there's shortage of time. And she says that all the girls, the devotee girls whom they got married, they see to him as their actual father, and he has helped them very in all their aspects of life with love. And not only that, the devotee boys who are getting married, he is also very considerate that he welcomes their wives as his own daughter-in-laws. So all the devotees, all the children, all were actually were in spirit relatives for him and always helpful. So Vamsida Prabhu, yes, we will definitely face his physical loss, but I would love and pray to Sri Radha Gopinath ji that I will always remember his memories and teachings, and by his teachings, instructions and demonstrations, he will be always with us. And by his this instruction, like everybody speaking, this Mayaka Das, Sada Udas, Krishnika Das, Bindas. So we'll give you a very solace to be pushing our ISKCON movement in the further years. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Anand Ram Prabhu, for your sincere offering. And now I request Shashi Manohar Prabhu and Madan Murari Prabhu to kindly give your offerings one after another. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. My humble obeisances to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, my spiritual master. My humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. So my association with Vanshida Prabhu started in 2009 when I was introduced by Balswarup Prabhu. And in the very first meeting, even though he didn't know me, he embraced me so tightly and with so much love and affection that I was surprised how much love and affection he has even for devotees who are not known to him. And immediately he asked me to take a rented flat in his society. And that was my great fortune that I got to stay very close to him for almost 3 years. And during those time, I got to see the wonderful Vaishnava qualities which Vanshida Prabhu had. He, first of all, I got two benefits. One, I was immediately engaged in devotional service in Belapur congregation program, and I could see Prabhuji's dedication, devotion for the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Even though he was facing so much challenge from the society members, he was facing non-cooperation from devotees who would not come up for the program on time, and even they would not come for the programs. But still, he was whole and soul in conducting the programs, and his dedication, his preparedness for programs, his enthusiasm became the gold standard for Navi Mumbai congregation. The second benefit which I got by staying very close to him was the personal association. He would call me in the morning for chanting. We would chant together. He would read from Srila Prabhupada books. We would have breakfast together. And that close association gave me so much of his spiritual nourishment that became the foundation of my spiritual life. He also encouraged me to give lectures in Hindi. And he would point out so many mistakes and rectifications, which I'm very grateful to Vanshida Prabhu. He was very jolly, very happy. But whenever I used to give lecture, I used to be very serious, very grave. And he was always encouraged me to be happy, be smiling. Yes, Vanshida Prabhu, you brought a smile to my face. You brought a smile to the so many devotees in Navi Mumbai congregation. And you are part of every family. Every family considers you part of their family, and you consider everyone to be part of your family. You imbibe the feeling of Vasudev Kutumbakam. You never called your home as your home. You always called it is 603 building number 3 of Prabhupada's quarter. You never had attachment for anything material, and as everybody mentioned that you always wanted devotees to be inspired by Prabhupada's dedication. What he did at the age of 70, you always mentioned this, and you gave inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much. Because of paucity of time, I am stopping my offering. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for being brief, Shashi Manohar Prabhu. And now I request Madan Murari Prabhu to please speak. And shortly we will have Gurudev, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, give his offering. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My obeisances to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Dear Vamshidhar Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Prabhuji, I can't believe that I am writing a Shraddhanjali offering to you. Very hard to believe that you are no more with us. First, Venukrishna Prabhuji left us due to COVID, and now you. Certainly, it is a tough time for Navi Mumbai devotees to bear your loss. Although your shining example will continue to inspire us always. What can I say about you? Like others have mentioned already, that you are such a dynamic personality, expert in every field. Let it be book distribution, arranging big programs, fundraising, and in a grand way, leading the entire Navi congregation by being a huge support to each and every devotee here. But one uniqueness was that you could connect to each and every devotee, let be old one, middle-aged person, or a little boy. You can very well connect with them and be their friend. You are endowed with so many wonderful qualities that it would be difficult to express it. But what I have admired is, although you are a so busy person in the temple doing a lot of services and work commitments, because they were very huge, yet you so beautifully know the art of caring for your family. Many a times you tend to take family members, we tend to take family members granted if we are too busy. But the way you cared for Janva Priya Mataji has been so very inspiring. We got to witness this from your initial days. Whatever you did, you always saw to it that Mataji is comfortable. I remember you once mentioned that I wash my own clothes daily. Why should I trouble my wife for that? And you continued doing it till you went to the hospital. After Mataji went to that big health crisis, you took such wonderful care of her, daily chopping the vegetables for her, helping in cleaning the house so that Mataji doesn't have to do much. Even during our conversation in last few months, not once did you speak about your physical pain, but you only concerned with Mataji's health. In all these years, we have attended many marriage ceremonies and heard how a role of husband should be, that providing physical, emotional, and spiritual care to his wife. But you are a shining example of this. Not only did you love and care for Mataji, but you were so inspired by her and you always felt proud of her. In our last conversation over the phone, just a week before your departure, you were glorifying Janva Priya Mataji so much, saying that how strongly she stood and faced this calamity all alone. All this appreciation shows how you respected her. Such combination is very rare to find someone who is serving in the front line for so many temple projects, yes, being so sensitive, loving, and caring for his family members. Thank you, Prabhuji, for all your love and affection for all these years. We are very grateful to you. We pray that we can serve you through serving Janva Priya Mataji the way it would please you. Seeking your blessings, your servant Madan Murari Das and Madhvi Devi.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Madan Murari Prabhu. And now I request His Grace Baldev Prabhu to just say a few words, even though he was very cognizant of the time being short. I request you to please speak, Baldev Prabhu, and after that we will have Guru Maharaj speak. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for organizing this memorial. I hope I am audible to everyone. Yeah. So my connection with Vamsidhar Prabhu happened around 18 years back when I was told to do youth preaching in Navi Mumbai in 2003. We went to a empty flat in Nerul where Gauranga Prabhu, myself, and few brahmacharis went and broomed the whole place. It belonged to Dayanidhi Prabhu, and we wanted to start some youth preaching there. And the whole day was gone in cleaning the place. So Gauranga just called Vamsidhar Prabhu, who had also shifted to Navi Mumbai that time, and told that there are some brahmacharis here who are very hungry, so please feed them. So he got a very big feast all the way from his home to the Nerul base, and he served all of us. That was my first meeting with Vamsidhar Prabhu. And Gauranga told him that, now this Baldev Das will come to preach here, and then you kindly help him in taking care of devotees in the base. And since that time, 18 years down the line, Vamsidhar Prabhu has through and through helped us so much in the youth preaching. So many devotees who came in the base, they got so much of love and appreciation from him. Many of the devotees in the base gradually became grahasthas, they became his counselors. And the journey is still going on. Actually, it's very difficult to speak about. I still feel where should I start and where should I end? 18 years down the line, I've been serving along with him in Navi Mumbai for many, many years. And as I see that many devotees spoke beautiful pastimes, stories about him, how he could connect a chord with even a small child and up to great spiritual masters also. And I felt like that because he was very childlike. You know, a child is always appreciated by anyone, right? From a small child, children should appreciate a small child. Even the elderly people also appreciate a small child. Vamsidhar Pou's innocence was like a child. I could see that innocence coming up. In spite of his leadership position in Navi Mumbai, he always maintained that childlike position. I'll just give you some small briefs of how he was a childlike person. One day I was in a Belapur program, and this happened many times. I'm just giving one program. So I was sitting with him and I was honoring Prashadam, and he was going around all devotees and talking with them, and he came and sat next to me. And with me next to me were all base devotees who were also taking Prashadam. So he was talking to me, and he just picked up one papad from the plate of one base devotee and he ate it. The base devotee got shock of his life. He was thinking, Are, such a great leader, he's taking my Mahaprasad, you know. I was so shocked. I could see the whole face of my that devotee from the base, you know, that he's eating prasadam from his jhuta, from his leftover, that papad which is already beaten by him. He took that, Vamsi started eating it. And nonchalantly, he ate something and he felt it's not so good. Again, kept it back in the plate. You eat now. So that was Vamsidhar Poo. You just cannot believe what he will do next. Childlike innocence. I also remember many years back when His Holiness Sadhanath Maharaj was about to leave for America. So Vamsidhar Poo got a bunch of kind of notes, lot of rupees, and he told Maharaj, Maharaj, please take. Maharaj was about to enter the vehicle, about to go to the airport. Maharaj, please take. So Maharaj asked, what is this? And Vamsidhar Poo said, this is pocket money for you, Maharaj. So Maharaj said, I don't have pocket and I don't need money. Hari bol. So that was the innocence which Vamsidhar Poo carried, where he could actually get into anyone's heart very easily. And there are so many beautiful anecdotes of how he would connect with each and every devotee in the congregation. Sometimes he would have tough decisions to take and he would be having little bitter relationship. But the next day he was always there. You know, you could see him sometimes offering obeisance, full obeisance on the road, even to devotees whom he had fought with. So this was Vamsidhar Poo, an amazing Vaishnava, and it's a very I still do not believe that I am attending a memorial of Vamsidhar Poo. I'm just thinking that Vamsidhar Poo is down there somewhere in Navi Mumbai in Belapur, and when the pandemic is gone, then we'll have many programs with Vamsidhar Poo inviting us, and we'll invite Vamsidhar Poo to our programs. So Ekaki Amara Nahi Paya Bal. Actually, everyone in our temple, in our Navi Mumbai congregation is feeling this. That Ekaki Amara Nahi Paya Bal. We were all working together with Vamsidhar Poo. Now, how that will happen anymore in the future? So, with a heavy heart, we have really lost a very important person amidst us, a caretaker, a fatherly figure, a friend, and this loss is irreplaceable. And there are many devotees who actually did not join the memorial today for speaking because they just could not speak. I could say Gaurang Prabhu is one such example. He's a very vivid speaker. He can speak so long, but he spoke very less. And I know that he was, after his speech, he must have really cried behind his laptop. In fact, on the day when he left his body on Sridhar Prabhu, I got a call at 9:30 p.m. from Madhvanand Prabhu, and he said, I'm feeling so heavy after losing Vamsidhar Prabhu, just called you just to open my heart and hear from you. So there are so many devotees in our congregation who are really feeling a big loss, and just hoping and praying that Krishna gives us strength so that we can go ahead and serve Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj without Vamsidhar Prabhu, but taking his spirit in our life. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Baldev Prabhu. And now I request Guru Maharaj to kindly take over, say a few words, share your wisdom with us. Our souls are pained by this loss. Please share some words of solace, Maharaj, and you may do Kirtan after that if you please to. Thank you. Over to His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषशून्यवारिपश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
वंशधर प्रभूंनी संपूर्ण समाजाला एकत्र आणलं. त्यांच्या जीवनातील भक्ती आणि अशा प्रसंगी जे वैष्णव आपल्याला सोडून जातात ते आपल्या हृदयात वास करतात. राधा गोपीनाथच्या समाजातील एक वरिष्ठ भक्त आपल्यामधून निघून गेले आहेत. जशी जशी वर्ष निघून जातात तसं आपल्याला कळते की जे वैष्णव निघून जातात ते आपल्या वैष्णव समाजाचा किती मूल्यवान भाग आहेत. आपण जी भक्ती करतो ती शाश्वत असते आणि त्याचा कधी नाश होत नाही. कृष्ण भावनाही शाश्वत आहे, आत्माही शाश्वत आहे. आपण जी सेवा करतो भक्तीमध्ये ती पण शाश्वत आहे. आपण हे शरीर नाही पण आत्मा आहे. वैष्णवांचे शरीर आहे संपूर्ण जगासाठी एक भेट आहे. जेव्हा हे शरीर आत्मा जेव्हा हे शरीर सोडून जातो वंशीधर प्रवानी आपल्या समाजातील काही जे भक्त आहेत जे आपल्याला सोडून गेलेले आहेत तेही आता आपल्याबरोबर आहेत. ते आपल्या वैष्णव समाजाचा भाग आहेत. आपण कोण आहे आणि आपला काय संबंध आहे अशा वैष्णवांच्या विरहामुळे आपल्याला दुःख होतं. आपण कधीही वेगळे होत नाही. जे वैष्णव आपल्यामधून निघून जातात ते आताही आपल्या वैष्णव समाजाचा एक भाग असतात. मी जेव्हा गोवर्धन इको विलेज जातो तेव्हा तिथे आपल्यामधून जे वैष्णव निघून गेलेले आहेत त्यांच्या ज्या स्मृती आहेत जेव्हा मी तिथले फोटो बघतो तेव्हा त्यांच्याबद्दल मला आदर आणि त्यांची आठवण येते. वंशधर प्रभूंचे खूप खूप धन्यवाद. ते आपल्या समाजातले खूप चांगले नेता होते. त्यांचं जीवन पूर्ण समर्पित होतं. त्यांनी कुठल्याही सेवेला कधीही नकार दिला नाही. त्यांच्या क्षमतेपेक्षा जास्त सेवा जरी विचारली तरी ते कधी नकार द्यायचे नाहीत आणि ते प्रयत्न करायचे. त्यांनी जे काही केलं ते पूर्ण हृदयाने सेवा करायची. ते पूर्ण त्यांचा जो उत्साह होता तो सर्वांच्या हृदयासाठी आकर्षक होता. ते सर्वांसाठी खूप दयाळू होते. ते काही वाचत होते किंवा ऐकत होते की एक वैष्णव कसा असला पाहिजे. ते त्यांचं जीवन आणि प्राण होतं. त्यांनी आपलं सर्व काही एक गुण दाखवण्यासाठी समर्पण केलं. त्यांनी खूप मोठ्या मोठ्या सेवा केल्या. दुसऱ्या मोठ्या मोठ्या प्रोजेक्ट्समध्ये भक्तांना सहाय्य करण्यासाठी त्यांनी खूप सेवा मदत केली. त्यांची पुस्तक वितरणाची सेवा ह्याचा इतिहास आहे. अन्नामृत प्रोजेक्टसाठी त्यांनी फंड कलेक्शन केलं. भक्तिवेदांत हॉस्पिटल, गोवर्धन इको विलेज, राधा गोपीनाथ मंदिर, ते फंड रेजिंग मधले एक मुख्य भक्त होते. ते नेहमी उत्साही असायचे आणि आपलं पूर्ण हृदय त्या सेवेत लावायचे. त्यांचा प्रचार आणि कशा प्रकारे ते भक्तांचं काळजी घ्यायची, नवी मुंबईतल्या भक्तांची, आणि त्याच्यामुळे हजारो भक्त त्यांना खूप प्रिय आहेत. मला आठवतं की जेव्हा सुरुवातीच्या दिवसात जेव्हा त्यांच्या प्रोग्रामसाठी गेलो होतो मी, त्यांचा उत्साह त्यांच्या हृदयामध्ये कुठलाही सर्व लोकांना श्री प्रभुपादांच्या संस्थेमध्ये आणण्यासाठी ते प्रयत्न करायचे. नंतर ते नवी मुंबईसाठी शिक्षा गुरु आणि एक मार्गदर्शक बनले. जानवा प्रिया माताजी आणि वंशीधर प्रभूंनी गौरांग प्रभूंच्या आई वडिलांची संपूर्ण हृदय लावून सेवा केली, हृदयाने सेवा केली. वंशीधर प्रभू हे शरणागत भक्त होते. जेव्हा त्यांची पत्नी जानवा प्रिया माताजींना कॅन्सर झाला होता, त्यांनी त्यांचं संपूर्ण जीवन त्यांना मदत करण्यासाठी दिलं होतं. प्रेम, काळजी आणि त्यांनी जो वेळ दिला आणि जी कृतज्ञता त्यांना, जी पत्नीप्रती त्यांना जी कृतज्ञता होती, ती खूप महत्वाची आणि खूप मूल्यवान आहे. जेव्हा वंशीधर ते जेव्हा आजारी पडले, तेव्हा मी जानवा प्रिया माताजींबरोबर बोललो. मी त्यांच्यासाठी जप केला. जानवा प्रिया माताजी संपूर्ण प्रामाणिक हृदयाने त्या फक्त प्रार्थना करत होत्या. ते मलाही प्रार्थना करायला सांगत होते. वंशीधर प्रभू फक्त त्यांना भगवंताचं स्मरण व्हावं, त्यांना दुसरं कुठलंही स्मरण होऊ नये यासाठी त्या प्रार्थना करत होत्या. जानवा प्रिया माताजी त्यांच्या शरीराला मदत करण्यासाठी सर्व काही करत होत्या, परंतु त्या त्यांच्या आत्म्यासाठी प्रार्थना करत होत्या. त्या अशा प्रार्थना करत नव्हत्या की त्यांचे शरीर वाचून ते जास्त वर्ष जिवंत राहावेत. त्यांनी सर्व भगवान श्रीकृष्णांच्या हातात सोडून दिलं. वंशीधर प्रभू प्रत्येक क्षणोक्षणी भगवंतांचं स्मरण करत राहत. आणि हे कृष्णाची एक लीला होती की त्यांची स्वास्थ्य नंतर सुधारलं आणि ते आपल्या घरी आले. आणि ही त्यांची कृतज्ञता त्यांनी व्यक्त केली सर्वांसाठी. जेव्हा ते घरी आले तेव्हा मी त्यांच्याबरोबर बोललो. मी त्यांच्याबरोबर जेव्हा बोललो तेव्हा त्यांनी कृतज्ञता व्यक्त केली. भक्तिवेदांत हॉस्पिटल आणि त्यातील जे भक्त आहेत ज्यांनी त्यांना मदत केली त्यांच्या प्रती त्यांनी कृतज्ञता व्यक्त केली. त्यांनी भक्तिवेदांत हॉस्पिटलची सेवा, त्याचं गुणगान केलं. त्यांनी प्रत्येक भक्तांना बोलावून त्यांच्यावर माझी ओळख करून दिली आणि त्यांच्याबद्दल कृतज्ञता व्यक्त केली. आणि जानवा प्रिया माताजींची सेवा, त्यांचंही गुणगान केलं. त्यांनी जी काही तपस्या केली होती त्यांच्या जीवनामध्ये, त्यांच्या पत्नीकडून त्यांना खूप आधार मिळाला. आणि त्यांचा संबंध भौतिक नव्हता. गृहस्थ आश्रमाचे जे महत्व आहे आणि त्यांच्या जीवनातून आपल्याला दिसतं. तेव्हा त्यांनी सांगितलं की आता मी रिटायर होत आहे. मी माझ्या ऑफिसमध्ये सांगितलेलं आहे की मी आता सर्व सोडत आहे. आपलं जीवन किती कमी वेळ आहे आपल्या जीवनामध्ये. आपल्या जीवनातली सर्व शक्ती आपण प्रभुपादांच्या सेवेत लावली पाहिजे. आणि आता मी कुठलीच दुसरी जबाबदारी स्वीकार करणार नाही. आणि आता संपूर्ण भक्तीमध्ये मी शरणागत होणार आहे. त्यांच्या आजारानंतर ते पुन्हा घरी आले. ही भगवंतांनी त्यांना संधी दिली त्यांचं कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करण्याची. सर्व आचार्यांना कृतज्ञता व्यक्त केली. ही एक खूप चांगली चेतना आहे. अशा आतापर्यंत मी त्यांना अशा शांत हृदयाचं असं कधी बघितलं नव्हतं. राधा गोपीनाथ यांनी त्यांना एक संधी दिली या चांगल्या चेतनेत येण्याची. वंशधर प्रभूंचं उदाहरण हे आपल्याबरोबर राहणार आहे. आज मी सर्व भक्तांचा कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करतो. त्यांनी आपल्या हृदयापासून प्रामाणिक शब्द बोलले. धन्यवाद.
Watched us. Thank you, dear Maharaj. Would you like to sing bhajan?
Let us all offer our heartfelt prayers to Sri Sri Radha Gopinath to shower their mercy upon the eternal soul of Bamsivat Prabhu. And let us offer the flower petals of our gratitude to him as we sing together the prayers of the departed Vaishnavas. Jaya Nilo Premadana Karuna Prachur
Karuna Prachur
Jaya Nilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur
Jayanilo Prema Dhana Karuna Prachur
Heno Prabhu Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur
Eno Prabhu Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur
Kahamora Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanatan
Kaha Mora Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanata
Kaha Dasaragunata Patita Pavan
Kahadas Raghunatha Patita Pavan
Kahamora Bhata Juga Kaha Kaviraj
Kaha Mora Bhatta Juga Kaha Kabira
Eka Kole Kota Gela Goranataraj
एक काल को था गेला पूरा नटरा
Hasane Kutibo Nata Anale Pasibo
पाषाणे कुटीबो मथा अनले पाशिबो
Gauranga Gunera Nidhi Kotha Gele Pabo
गौरांग गुणेरा निधि होता गेले पाबो
Se Sangana Paya Kande Se Sabasangira Sange Je Koilo Vilas
से सबा संगीला संगे जे कोई लोबीला
Se Sangana Paya Kande Narotamodas
से संग न पाया कांदे नरोत्तम
Jaya Nilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur
जया नीलो प्रेमाधन करुणा प्रचुर
Heno Prabhu Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur
એના પ્રભુ કોથા ગેલા આચાર્ય ઠાકોર.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jayo Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha गोपीनाथ राधे
जयो राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे
जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे
जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे
वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. I express my deep gratitude to dear Gurudev, to dear Janva Devi Mataji, and all the devotees who have shared beautiful, sweet memories of dear Bamsidhar Prabhu. And on behalf of Radha Gopinath Mandir, to all the devotees who have logged on to this program and who have showered their love on Bamsidhar Prabhu and Janva Devi Mataji. Please forgive all my mistakes. I beg forgiveness for the same. And Bamsidhar Prabhu will continue to live forever in our hearts. And Janva Priya Mataji, we are there with you always. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.